and they called us crazy conspiracy theorists. Thank you for tuning in to Hard News TV 4. I'm your host, Terri Lynn, and this is the channel where truth is like archaeology, and every day we're digging for it. Today is January 2nd, 2021, the second day of the new year, and this article is from today. COVID camps. Put disease carriers in detention centers, proposed New York law suggests. Remember a couple of weeks ago, I was doing videos that New York had emptied 3 of their prisons because they didn't have the money in the budget to keep it running. Well, and I told y'all who was going to be going in there. Well, it doesn't look too far-fetched now, does it? And let me show you this other article. This is from yesterday. States are shutting down prisons as guards are crippled by the virus. So we've heard that they didn't, some of the excuses for closing the prisons have been that they don't want the prisoners to get the virus. Some have been they've shut down the prisons because they don't have the money in the budget to keep it going. And now this says that states are shutting down prisons because guards are getting sick and there's nobody to guard the system, okay? Well, what did Trump just veto and what did the Senate pass? They renewed the NDAA, right? And do y'all remember the Rachel Maddow video that she went crazy over the NDAA that was passed under Obama? And we're going to come back and look at the FEMA camps, but let me just show you what she said about Obama and the FEMA camps, the indefinite detention.
But we begin tonight with a tale of 2 speeches, both from the same man, both from President Obama. One speech that could have been billed as a ballad to the Constitution, a proclamation of American values, a repudiation of the lawless behavior of the last presidential administration, and another speech announcing a radical new claim of presidential power that is not afforded by the Constitution and that has never been attempted in American history, even by George W. Bush and Dick Cheney. Remarkably, President Obama today made both of those speeches simultaneously. Standing inside the National Archives in front of the actual original Constitution, President Obama delivered a blistering critique of the Bush administration, in which he called their actions and their legacy literally a mess.
Our government made a series of hasty decisions. Poorly planned, haphazard approach. Too often, we set those principles aside as luxuries that we could no longer afford. Our government made decisions based on fear rather than foresight. The decisions that were made over the last 8 years established an ad hoc legal approach for fighting terrorism that was neither effective nor sustainable.
An ad hoc legal approach for fighting terrorism that was neither effective nor sustainable. Ouch. Then, moments later, he announced his own ad hoc legal approach for fighting terrorism. President Obama today proposed something new, something called prolonged detention. Doesn't sound that bad, right? Prolonged detention. Did you ever see the movie Minority Report? It was based on a Philip K. Dick short story. Came out in 2002. It starred Tom Cruise, remember? He played a police officer in something called the Department of Pre-Crime. Pre-crime is where people are arrested and incarcerated to prevent crimes that they have not yet committed.
Mr. Marks, by mandate of the District of Columbia Pre-Crime Division, I'm placing you under arrest for the future murder of Sarah Marks and Donald Dubinos. Take place today, April 22nd, at 0800 hours, 4 minutes. No, I didn't do anything.
You didn't do anything, but you're gonna. Future murder. Creepy, right? Putting somebody in jail not for what they've done, but for what you're very sure they're going to do?
There may be a number of people who cannot be prosecuted for past crimes. In some cases because evidence may be tainted, but who nonetheless pose a threat to the security of the United States.
We're not prosecuting them for past crimes, but we need to keep them in prison because of our expectation of their future crimes.
Al-Qaeda terrorists and their affiliates are at war with the United States, and those that we capture, like other prisoners of war, must be prevented from attacking us again.
Prevented. We will incarcerate people preventively, preventive incarceration, indefinite detention without trial. That's what this is. That's what President Obama proposed today, if you strip away the euphemisms. One civil liberties advocate told the New York Times today, quote, "We've known this was on the horizon for many years, but we were able to hold it off with George Bush. The idea that we might find ourselves fighting with the Obama administration over these powers is really stunning." And it is stunning, particularly to hear President Obama claim the power to keep people in prison indefinitely with no charge.
With no charges, okay? With no charges, not even knowing what jail or prison you're going to be in, without an attorney and the government holding you for as long as they want to. So while all this is going on, we've got prisons letting prisoners out for no money to run it. Guards are getting sick out of humanitarian reasons to let them out. And why are they emptying the prisons? COVID camps? Put disease carriers in detention centers, proposed New York law suggests. And I wonder who else they're going to put in there. People that don't want to wear the mask? A New York state lawmaker has introduced a law that would allow the government to detain people deemed a potential public health risk amid concerns that the COVID-19 crisis is being allegedly used to usher in authoritarianism. So, is this what the contact tracers are really for? To find out who to go pick up? Authored by a Democrat member of the New York State Assembly, Nick Perry, Bill A416 calls for the removal and/or detention of individuals who are identified as a case, contact, or carrier of a contagious disease. Now, Trump had vetoed the NDAA renewal, and now the Senate overrode his veto, and now NDAA has been renewed. So, the sweeping powers that could be employed in the event of a state government declaring a health emergency due to an epidemic of any communicable disease the bill proposes. The legislation states that the government must provide clear and convincing evidence that the health of others is a danger before ordering a person or group to be detained. A person or a group. Go pick up everybody at your church. Go pick up everybody at your Bible study. Go pick up everybody in your homeschool co-op. People being removed will have the right to legal representation. The right to legal representation, even though NDAA says you won't. Just like they said that it wouldn't be mandatory vaccines, but now Fauci said it's probably going to be. Just like they said the lockdowns wouldn't be forever, but now they're saying it's going to go on for years. Now they're saying if they pick you up, you will have a right to legal representation. I'm so sure. And are allowed to supply telephone numbers of friends or family to receive notification of the individual's detention. No, this is like a black bag going over your head and you're going to get picked up. Okay? And so, let me show you this. I've talked about this movie from the 70s before, Punishment Park, about people getting picked up from the government and taken to a military tribunal where they're held and nobody knows where they are. And let's just look at this trailer.
Punishment Park. Under the provisions of Title II of the 1950 Internal Security Act, also known as the McCarran Act, the President of the United States of America is still authorized, without further approval by Congress, to determine an event of insurrection within the United States and to declare the existence of an internal security emergency.
I'm sorry, it's buffering. Hold on.
States, and to declare the existence of an internal security emergency. Are you expecting to die in the next 2 or 3 days?
I expect to die in the next 2 or 3 minutes.
All you have to do is hit a man-sized figure from here to there.
I don't think they're trying to kill us, really.
Get him in that area, he's going down. He's got to go down, and he's going to go down hurting.
They're not going to shoot you. This isn't Mexico or other countries where they shoot people like you.
What would you do to us if you were in control? What would you be very humanitarian with people like us?
So,
No, we haven't cheated.
You've cheated?
We have not cheated.
You never intended to let these people finish the course from the beginning.
You're full of shit.
You've been radioed.
In order to provide what is termed further motivation, this group have been told that they will find water halfway to the American flag.
so in this movie, Punishment Park from the 70s, it's enemies of the government get picked up and taken to an undisclosed location, taken to a military tribunal, and they're basically tortured and lied to and beaten, and they all die. They're even killed, shot, like hunted like animals, okay? So, now here we are in 2021, them talking about picking up people over the virus that we just saw. Hospitals and states are getting $77,000 per documented case, all right? So they're not really going to be picking up people over the virus. They are going to be picking up enemies of the state, people that don't want to go along with their New World Order, with their vision of how things that want to be. It's going to be people that are like objecting to it, speaking out against it, and they'll just tell your neighbors that you got the virus and you're having to get picked up to be taken somewhere. Now, last year people were calling us crazy for talking about it, and here it is, the second day of 2021, and they're talking about it. And NDAA, indefinite detention, and Trump just vetoed it, and the Senate just renewed it. And the prisons are all getting emptied. And now they're talking about picking people up and putting them in COVID camps. Y'all please leave me your comments below and let me know what you think. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.